Hi, man. Peace. It's Bronzebird here with another video. So I know a lot of people have been touching their subjects on the popular Blac Chyna socialite out of the United States, in which she made national headlines for coming forward and saying that she does not want to do OnlyFans anymore. And the story is still developing to the point that she's saying that she has found God, reportedly, and that she decided to give her life to the Lord, get baptized, and all these different things. Now, the funny thing about it is, Blac Chyna, besides being the baby mama of multiple men in the music industry and being a video vixen, climbed her way to the top even after getting with Rob Kardashian, having a baby by Rob, and then having the whole entire thing on shows happening with her and what is it, Tokyo Tonya, or it's Tonya Tokyo. I don't know how to pronounce her mom's name. But the thing about it is that the classic example in all of this, first and foremost, is the relationship between the modern day woman, whether it be the mother or daughter, is an interesting one, because the mother and the daughter is always in competition with each other when it comes to just them, because we have an understanding with women that they are very competitive amongst each other. They say men are competitive, but women will be competitive with each other over the littlest things. And someone like Tokyo Tonya, or whatever her name is, versus Blac Chyna, it's been so many times I didn't seen that them two in particular will usually have these big drawn out fights, and the decisions that her mom had made affected Blac Chyna. See, what you're starting to see now is a child uh, roaming for affection, and a child that has lost their way, and it's to the fault of their parents why they lost their way. Now, I know a little bit of history about her mom. Her mom used to be a stripper. She's from DC. Her mom's was, without a shadow of a doubt, ratchet with all extents that has to do with it. And, we know in the modern day era that drama and controversy sells, which is the reason they had no problem with having Zeus Network come in and give them their own show. You know what I'm saying? Because they figured the provocative nature between the mother and daughter will always sell, regardless if you like it or not. So, Zeus Network, I'm thinking about doing a commentary on, because I have an understanding that Zeus Network, and I believe we'll go over the what Zeus actually stands for, because Zeus is a god, if people don't know. But when it comes to Zeus Network, they advertise themselves, even though they won't say it, by targeting so-called Black dysfunction. And they figured get a bunch of reality shows where it's ratchet, where it's this, where it's that, put it up on the network because it would sell. And, this that type of digital age now. So, so-called Black people that get mad about it, it's just kind of like, well, it's the same thing that happened with VH1 when they was coming up in the mid 2000s to the late 2000s, in the 2010s era, where they had a lot of ratchet shows that featured a predominantly so-called Black cast. But to my point about Blac Chyna, it doesn't surprise me that now she starts to have what I call post content clarity, in which she's now thinking a little bit ahead, and now she's thinking about the impact of her life, and trying to find God after she's done all these different things, especially being an OnlyFans content creator. You see, and a lot of brothers don't understand this, a lot of men don't understand this. This is a program. The reason why OnlyFans is able to get out there is because this is an AI premature program, in which we have an understanding that the dating aspect is dead. So men are going to always trying to find something to up their endorphins. which is the reason they have no problem still trying to advertise porn towards you in order to move into that gratification of self, to get you to your lower chakra. And so I believe it's the sacral chakra, in which they want you to focus on pleasuring yourself and coming into a whole entire illusion or having a silhouette of a woman in your mind. Blac Chyna is no different. Many other OnlyFans content creators is doing the same thing for men, which is the reason why they have to proliferate the woman worship and also the word, I believe, odontology, ass worship, all these different fixits for the man to be entertained away from the woman, but still having attention on the woman. Because later on in the series, I'm going to be documenting the purpose of why OnlyFans or why the over-sexualization of women is prominent in this culture. But let me show you my screen. We're going to go over this article together, and we're going to watch a video of Blac Chyna. I'll give my commentary along the way. So, Pete. So it says, Los Angeles Times, Blac Chyna ditches face fillers degrading OnlyFans. What's God got to do with it? Hey, and before that, they always get into this conversation about finding God and all this other stuff. It's a way of, trying to be, I guess, accountable for their actions while they find God. And the thing about it is always, it doesn't surprise me because it also has to deal with age. Blac Chyna is 34 years old. It doesn't have the same effect of how she was when she was in her 20s and primarily maybe her late 20s. She wasn't thinking. She was only caring about the limelight and caring about how she looked and all these different things, which is why she got all these little botched surgeries. And let me tell you something. She looks horrible. Ever since I seen Blac Chyna come out and I realized that she started getting all these surgeries, she just looked a hot mess, in my opinion. But let's continue. The model formerly known as Blac Chyna says she's turning a new leaf with the help of God. The 34-year-old reality TV star has been changing up her signature image, brand, and lifestyle, and recently opened up to the Daily Mail about becoming a born-again Christian. Now I'm just going by faith, she said. I'm not really going by the Blac Chyna way or the Angela way. Let me just let God lead me. In the far-ranging interview published Friday, the Rob and China alum and cash-only rapper, whose real name is Angela White, explained her decision to gradually undo her breast implants and lip and butt fillers and why she went public with that journey. On social media, the former stripper documented the process of dissolving her face fillers and shared footage of her recovery. The Rack City music video star told the Daily Mail that she went overboard with cosmetic surgery. It got to a point to where my lips were so bad that even when I would smile, you couldn't see my teeth, she said. It's like now you could see my teeth. Later in the interview, she said that excessive plastic surgery is not normal and stems from insecurity. Earlier this week, White reintroduced herself to her Instagram followers, reclaiming her birth name and also revealing that she had been baptized in May 2022. The baptism took place on her birthday and mere days after she lost a defamation and contract interference trial against the Kardashian family following allegations of abuse made by her ex-fiance, Robert Kardashian. Citing her newfound faith, the rapper also told the Daily Mail that she's leaving her lucrative OnlyFans in the past. The performer, who got her initial break when rapper Drake saw her working in a Miami club and named her in a song, launched her account on a subscription platform in April 2020 and charged $10 to $50 each month for NSFW photos and videos of her. She reportedly made an estimated $2 million over a 2-year period, though figures have varied widely. That's just not what God would want me to do, said White. It's degrading. It's just changing everything about me, she said in a separate interview with Forbes posted Friday. All that stuff is a dead end, and I know that I'm worth way more than that. I feel like I have bigger fish to fry. Shout outs to the people that do still have their OnlyFans and stuff like that. Get your money. Don't let the money make you. She concluded the Daily Mail interview imparting wisdom to her fans and followers about staying present and having perseverance. Don't take no shortcuts, do it the hard way. Actually do it the hardest way so you could be more appreciative of your own business and of your own self and of your own strength, she said. And the funny thing about these different things is, like I said, that all this has to do with the biological clock of a woman. No one's really checking for Blac Chyna anymore. And, you know, when I do this content, it's not about trying to keep up with, you know, the present day figures and stuff like that, you know, celebrity gossip. I'm not into that, but it's just a telltale sign of what shows you that the modern day woman still operates off the in the now moment. They can't operate off of still trying to collect checks and all these different things and the popularity, because after a certain age, men are not turned on or are not sexually fixated by women like Blac Chyna as she gets older. And especially because she realizes all the surgeries that she got will catch up with her as she gets older. So the botched surgeries, the breast implants, the face fillers and all these different things, all of that is gonna catch up with her as she gets older. And now, because she might have had this quote unquote finding with God, now she decides to say, all right, I need to get out of this because this is not helping me. You understand? So, you know, my thing about it was someone like Rob Kardashian. Rob Kardashian, in my opinion, was led by lust of Blac Chyna. You understand? And this could have been a marketing strategy with his publicist and her publicist for them to come together and to be a reckoning force for the socialite climate. You understand? And so he figured, you know, we need to put all the Kardashians on because it's led by the mother, you know, a highly successful warlock and witch, in which she figures she needs everybody in our Kardashians to blow up, basically. So we already know the different relationship profiles that happen. You know, Kim Kardashian being pretty much the ringleader of the Kardashian family, her linking up with Kanye West and being able to program Kanye West to the fact that now he's under her whim, especially with the children being the token prize for her against Kanye West. You understand? And then after that, you know, we seen what happened with the other Kardashian sisters, except for one that just was like, I'm not getting with a so-called black man. So she decided, nope, I'm getting with Scott Disick. You know what I mean? And even that didn't work out after a while. But the point is that someone like Blac Chyna and this whole entire theory of finding God is also another way of saying, I'm getting old now, so I need to get my priorities together. Can't do the same things I did when I was in my 20s as a woman, luring in men with my image and, you know, my fake breasts and my fake face and my fake ass and all this other stuff. It's not going to work. They're not going to pay attention to me. Now the brothers is going to pay attention, and men is going to pay attention to the next hot woman out there that's doing the whole entire odontology and, you know, the worship of the woman type of steez. You know what I'm saying? The ISIS effect, such as your beloved Ice Spice or your I think Ruby Rose and, you know, your Lottos and all those different things. All of these profound effects to keep the man lusted, not the man on his purpose and attention, to boost his endorphins off of something that's an image in his eyes, the crystal effect. You understand? Because they look at women like crystals. And we, you know, it's nothing wrong with men. We look at women, you know, sexually. That's what we do. Can't deny it. But at the same time, we understand the programming is supposed to be narcissistic and as well self-gratification by media standards. So we're going to review this video as well. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. So, Pip.
It's degrading.
Blac Chyna opens up on why she's quitting OnlyFans amid her new personal journey. The 34-year-old model, who famously has son King with rapper Tyga and daughter Dream with Rob Kardashian, recently began putting her body transformation online. And now she tells the Daily Mail in a new interview posted to YouTube that she's also making a lot of changes to her spiritual life as well. One of those decisions has been to axe her OnlyFans account.
I'm past that. It's like one of those things I did what I needed to do at that moment because of the circumstances that I was in. And then it's like you do it and it's just like you got to get out of it. And
Well, the thing about it is, it doesn't surprise me that she says, "Oh, you know, it's the phase or whatever conditions." Too many women are led by a lot of fads in this society because that's how women operate. Women operate in the now, the cash cow, such as dudes that I've been around on panels and having these conversations with. Is no difference. Women are doing the same thing. They see what can attract the bag, what can get them, in a survivalist mindset, and that's what they go for. That's why a lot of the times everything is usually in and now. They won't be the same talking points or the same type of public figures you'll pay attention to 5 to 10 years from now. The running start is probably about maybe 2 to 4 years, maybe even less than that. You understand? And even with Blac Chyna's rap career, she wasn't even trying to do that as a real career. She just figured, let me put out a song because I'm popular. And especially that conversation needs to be something we need to talk about on this YouTube journey. That music is supposed to be now a joke to a lot of people because the music industry is not based off of talent. It's based off of popularity and as well as mixing in a lot of the, I would say, nonsense. I don't even want to say liberal, but a lot of the nonsense rhetoric, a lot of the nonsense programming that they're putting in for people to remain sheeps. You know what I'm saying? And it happens in each generation. So I don't want people sitting up there saying, well, in the 90s, it was better. In the 80s, it was better. Every generation had their own set of programming. It's just that today, it's more of an overt way of doing things. The powers that be don't care. They're just like, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to program it. Gen Z, you are on our list, and Gen A, you are next. That's all it's about.
Like me being baptized, like that's just not what God would want me to do. Like, and it's kind of like, no, it's degrading.
She also tells the outlet why now was the time to make physical and mental changes and how she hopes to inspire others.
I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same repetitive things. So I'm like, let me dig deep and see what it is that I'm doing wrong, because obviously it's something that I'm not doing right. Even if I think I'm doing something right, I wasn't doing the right thing. So now I'm like doing the right thing to the best of my ability so I can become whole. I feel like there's not a lot of leaders today in America. So if I could be any type of, inspiration to the American culture, America, like, then I'm really happy with that. And I'm very, very, very appreciative of just everything, like just everything from everything. And it's just like, wow. And I do have so much more to offer. And I can't wait to give it to y'all.
Blac Chyna.
Now, I'll say this. It's funny because a lot of the women that find themselves usually at this important stage of their life of being like in their 30s, a lot of the times they'll, public figures, they usually say these different things about how they want to be making an impact and how they want to be able to be a leader and all this other stuff. They're just talking in codes, man. This is like, I don't even want to say double speak, but I want to say in regards to that, I'm not trying to shame Blac Chyna. I'm very proud of her for wanting to adapt on this new journey. But at the same time, I must be real and say this doesn't surprise me. Now, her relationship with God, the spiritual journey, let that let that go on through. Absolutely. But at the same time, you'll find the public figures that, they're out of the game no more. They're basically retired out of this public figure limelight. So, they have their whole entire thing where they find God, they get baptized and all these different things because now they're starting to understand that biological clock is hitting them now. They don't have the same profound effect. They can't do that. They can't be this quote unquote leader and the ones that's going to be talking about how it's so ugly to have an OnlyFans and it's so shameful to be whorish online and all those different things. That's just all smoke screens. You understand? Because primarily the whole entire thing that needed to happen was this should have been something that Tokyo Tonya or whatever her name is should have taught her daughter. But because she didn't have the proper father figure and because she was raised on a whore culture, it was up to Blac Chyna to make a difference on it. And her mother was not a good example at all. Now, like I said, I'm happy for her for, wanting to take this journey. And if she feels like it's really a thing to find a purpose with the Most High, let the Most High work through her and see what she can do. You understand? But at the same time, those that is the ones that know that things like this is not surprising. She's at that age now. She can't do the same thing. Nobody's going to be checking for a Blac Chyna when she hits 40. She's going to have to focus primarily on her child. and making sure that the quote unquote baby fathers that she had children with is that they taking care of that child. And like I said, I believe the men that she had children by was led by lust. They were not careful with their phallus. They were not careful with understanding the type of woman that they were dealing with. That's why I say it in my videos. You gotta learn the type of woman you're dealing with. Not every woman needs to be pregnant by your phallus, young man. They don't. Not every woman needs to be in your light. See, this is a problem with the men that go out here and get every chick pregnant because she's bad. This is a quote unquote bad bitch. And to me, Blac Chyna would just screamed just cosmetic surgery all the way. And it's like I said in another time, I believe women when they get plastic surgery, it makes them look uglier than what they are. But they teach themselves that they're the baddest thing walking by having plastic surgery. I don't get it.
Chyna, who's also now going by her real name Angela White amid the journey, recently had both her breast and butt implants removed and shared the aftermath on social media.
I must say I'm very, 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 very happy. I'm in recovery mode right now. Got my bandages on. As you can see, got my breasts reduced. One of the best decisions I could have done in a very long time. Also, I got the reduction in my butt. All right, ladies. So normally my procedure would have taken like maybe 4 hours, right? 4 hours tops. My procedure took over 8.5 hours, y'all.
She then gave fans a look at the process of dissolving her face fillers.
First of all, I'm tired of the look, and it's just not flattering. It's just not what I look like. It like totally changed my face. And I'm ready to get back to Angela. Like Blac Chyna, Blac Chyna's Blac Chyna, you know what I mean? And I feel like I've outgrown that. Yeah, and it's just time for like a change.
In the Daily Mail interview, she discusses her reason for reversing the body alterations.
You know, as women, like we want to look the best and like as fake as possible and plastic and everything needs to be perfect and this and that, but that's not normal. You know, that comes from like insecurity and different things of that sort and just being in that certain kind of life and lifestyle. Kind of done with that type of lifestyle and I just want to step into my own and own it. I'm not against like fillers, but for me, I feel like I kind of went overboard. It got to a point to where my lips were so bad, even when I would smile, you still couldn't see my teeth. It's like now you can see my teeth. It's like, oh, I have teeth.
And son, ladies and gentlemen, more specifically men, the great thing about life is you always have time to change. You understand? I don't care if you in your 20s, you in your 30s, you have the time to change. Your 40s, your 50s, you have the time to change. The Most High allows that, but you have to see it within inside yourself. So like I said, I'm proud that Blac Chyna took this upon herself, but I don't neglect the fact of the matter that I have an understanding that by the biological clock standards, that this is the reason at 34, she decided to take this route. Now, may the Most High be able to grace her with being a voice of reason, more specifically now, because she has to be a voice of reason towards Gen Z, because that's the focus, and that she is the voice of reason to her own kids to learn from her mistakes and not to do the same things that she did again. You understand? Because I believe the men that she had kids by, they're not going to be a force where they're going to teach their kids right from wrong. Tiger ain't going to do it. Rob Kardashian is not going to do it either. And that's just in my honest opinion. And you'll say, well, Bronzebird, you don't know them personally. I don't know them personally. But the fact that when you have a man that's led by lust and he's not led by proper instruction, okay, based upon them making the decisions that they're making, they're not going to realize stuff until they get older as well, until that limelight fades and that all of this of what they were doing was a fad for a little minute and they wind up getting a little thotty pregnant and now they have to live with that decision the rest of their life. So this is also a message for men to understand where your phallus goes. And if you ain't trying to have a kid, obviously wear protection. And, besides that, if it ain't worth it, it ain't worth it. It's bad bitches everywhere, but you don't need to be sticking your phallus in every single one you see. So otherwise than that, give me your thoughts in the comment section. like, share, subscribe. Peace.